What did you not know about Bam Bam in the Ham until you lost your virginity? The importance of thrusting slowly in the first minute. I didn't know that I'd get as sweaty as I do. Lol, feels like the room gets a lot hotter afterwards as well. That you really can get that loud. Sure, exaggerates the noise, but not as much as I thought. I didn't even know I was capable of 90% of the sounds I was making while my guy was inside me, and I couldn't freaking control it. So it was a silly battle of me covering my mouth out of embarrassment and my BF trying to pull my hands away while going no, come on, you sound so hot right now. During aftercare, I think the first comment I made was I sound like A. It took me a while to feel comfortable with my voice. Cramps happen and they really kill the mood sometimes. Stay hydrated. That it can be awfully messy. Bring a towel. I didn't know I could sweat like ran a marathon. You didn't need to try every single position. That, rely on the brain as much as the body. And big talk from people made it seem like it was purely a physical thing. Doing it hard, getting the right spot, etc. Feel different to different people too. And you can have different types of, too. How fast clothes come off when in the heat of passion. And having to tear the room apart to find everything afterwards. I wasn't expecting to be as far down as it is. Had always thought it was closer to, my dumbass was thinking, where's the hole? Oh, that's almost her. The difficulty of synchronize. That it can be silly and fun, not all serious. In the middle of, with my BF we locked eyes and both started laughing for no reason. That's when I knew I was truly comfortable. How hot temperature-wise it is. Like two people doing vigorous activity can be kinda sweaty. Changing positions is bumpy and awkward. Not as smooth as they want you to believe in movies. Men can bounce there, kinda. I was shocked at my first time. That, farts are a thing. Not unrelated. That it's more important to be with someone you can relax and have a laugh with, than someone you have a super intense thing with. There's gonna be mess, and funny noises, and awkward moments, so please be with someone you like and trust. Dude, yes, me and my boyfriend crack up over farts. I was so embarrassed at first. There's more fumbling and random conversation than, and movies led me to believe. Also, the smells are different and butt sex needs lube. I am allergic to latex. The smells, the sweat, and how tiring it is. Just to be clear, I didn't mean that smells bad. It's just that during my first time, I didn't know that has this aroma to it. Like, you can tell if people had in a room by how the room smells after they've done the deed. And the room's temperature, even if the room has air conditioning. There's this warm, heady musk in the air, if that makes sense. That someone had to guide it in. I thought it just did it. So when my boyfriend reached down to manually put it in the right place, I was a bit surprised. Missionary, on wooden laminate floor means pushing your partner across the floor with every thrust and following after them like a seal. If your height difference is drastic, it can make a lot of positions uncomfortable or impossible. Put pillows under their hips to help. That water is not a lubricant, and shower is not easy. When I first entered, I said aloud, "Oh my, it's warm in here." Chest farts, nothing like a loud wet chest fart. If you're both not into it, the condom can get lost up there. That if you don't have a decent level of cardio, you're gonna struggle. The clean up. In movies, people get up, put on their pants and leave. Lady, go to the bathroom FFS. Do not, in fact, feel like bags of sand. I thought though, was way higher on the female body. How sticky it was. Erotic vampire novels did not cover that part. How much my mentality can change during. Once I am turned on, I am willing to do so much more than when I am not. The overwhelming terror when your girlfriend has her period late. Some women make a lot of noise, some don't. If she's being quiet, you're not necessarily doing it wrong, and she may get annoyed if you keep asking. It's not like warm a peoply pie. How awesome it was when you do it with some you love and trust. That it wasn't this life-defining moment. Not that it was a terrible time, but it was kind of like, that's it? Go. To. P. Afterwards. Every time. UTI sends their regards. That it will make you legitimately sore the next day. I was limping like I'd spent the prior night doing squats not doing. I legitimately staggered into school the next morning and had a friend immediately ask me why I was walking like I had been hammered in the. I just told her to think back through what she just said and make a wild guess. Not everyone bleeds. I was very confused when I didn't. Trust and communication are the foundation of a fulfilling sex life. Once you find someone who, you the right way and is a pro in aftercare and communication about, you never want to go back. The feeling of a BJ. First time I got one, I felt like I was flying. Like, it made my thighs weak. Had to lay down for the rest. I expected it to be pleasurable, sure, but it was a whole body experience. Not just feeling good down there. My whole body was in ecstasy. That I wouldn't accidentally pee instead. That the fun part is just as much foreplay and anticipation as the actual act of itself. That it's not the actual physical feeling that's better than masturbating. It's the other stuff with your partner. Feeling their skin, looking at their reactions, their breath on your ear. That stuff is what makes better, not the bits and bobs. That woman get really wet. I thought my condom broke. Just how little it should impact your self-esteem. Spent so many years feeling unwanted and unlovable just because I hadn't had, yet. Afterwards I realized I was ultimately the same person and had placed far too much of my self-worth on it. Oh, and also baby oil is not for internal use. That the setting is extremely important for your first time. In other words, don't have Shrek on in the background unless you specifically want it to be part of the experience in your memory forever. As to losing virginity, how little a difference it really makes in one's life. Just putting in a vag isn't some sort of vision quest rite of passage. It doesn't make you feel grown up, or wise, or somehow seasoned by life. I felt so silly for putting so much emphasis on it. It's actually a big regret I have. Being sexually active is great and all, but it's not the be-all and end-all of life's meaning as I once thought, not even close. To take time to get wet before putting it in. It hurts and you can bleed if you don't. Not that my dumbass ex would have done that for me anyway. I knew, we're soft, but not that soft. That it didn't have to be that painful. As a girl, I had always understood that I only had to please my boyfriend, suffer and bleed during, and that communication was not a thing. Therefore, I was quite scared of losing my virginity, but I did it with the guy who is still my boyfriend now and everything was fine. As a female, the first time was highly disappointing. My expectations were high. That sort of actual pleasure didn't come until years of experience. As a virgin, I have taken 2 pages of notes so far. How soft the outer lady bits are. The outer was way softer than I was expecting. And how wet the gets. They tend not to show that so much in. It's messy. Vaginas inside weren't as tight, and were softer than I expected. Like I special kind of soft. I guess that's what happens when you spend so long with a fist around it. Fun fact. The inside of and the inside of your mouth are the same type of skin. Pee after, or risk getting itchy down there. That it's not always as beautiful as in the movies. That I wouldn't be struck by lightning and sent straight to hell like my parents told me would happen. That size doesn't really matter. Bigger is not necessarily better.